What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to an episode of Danganronpa. Last we left off, well, I believe Hifumi and Taka were killed, and now we're getting ready to investigate the murder. So let's get right into it, shall we? Oh, but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's gonna be as straightforward as it seems. Nice. Monokuma File 3 has been added to the Truth Bullet section of the handbook. Alright, let's take a look at Taka. Taka, he'll never move again. Never glaze again. It's a shame. According to the Monokuma File, he died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer number 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way there wouldn't be any blood left behind when the body was moved. No. Blue tarp has been added to Truth Bullets. Cool. Hifumi. Hifumi's big, cold body that's laying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here in the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third. All without anyone noticing it. How the hell? It's no good, I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. Ugh. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was a fatal blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer number 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Huh? Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it. His glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glass was covered. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that and why? Noise. Hifumi's glasses have been added to the Truth Bullets. Alright. It's dolly. It doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it used to move statues around. It's kind of awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Huh? But wait. That wasn't in the equipment room when we found Taka's body. And why is it on the side elongated? Can you see that? It's right there on the side. It's elongated. It's supposed to be missing, but it's just flat. And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? I don't know, Makoto. Maybe it was used to move the body. Noise. The repository dolly has been added to the Truth Bullet section. Alright, Byakuya, what you got? Byakuya, do you think Hiro really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murderers and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. The last thing Hifumi said when he died. Yeah, he said Hiro's name.
So in other words...
Then there is no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kind of dumb. Do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
What?
And and is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no, there are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? Oof. Okay. The other thing that bothers me is, why did they bother killing 2 people?
What?
What? Because all the rule says if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your number one priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
I see.
Hold on. Perhaps. I see. So that's what that means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me in different. I wasn't talking to you as if you were my friend. We were just investigating the crime. I do not consider you my friend, Byakuya. Fuck off. What's with the attitude? But you have my appreciation. Oh, whatever.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He talked as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? There are many aspects to the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then...
Would you like my help? Yeah? Yeah, let's look back on things. Flashback montage! This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search. And soon after that, we split up. Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, and quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her, meaning just after 7 o'clock. Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. Robots in disguise. But this time, the robot is the disguise. It was Robo-Justice. It also became clear that this Robo-Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office... What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs. Based on Celeste's claims, we went back up to the 2nd floor, where we split up and began searching. Then, right after that, Celeste screamed. This time, she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, a strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down the hallway and disappeared. And then... Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we gotta go back. At that point... Oh, not there. At that point, we decided to split up into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect up on the third floor. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse. Which is also when we heard the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the third floor to tell the others what happened.
However...
But at the same time, we discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. Which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka. Yeah. And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya and that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual. Hifumi's body has disappeared. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was in fact gone. Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room. Oh wait, no, it was Sakura talking. Sorry, I had to answer a text. Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating this or something? This time, Taka's body had disappeared. So from there, we began our search for both the missing bodies. After some time, Celeste told us she found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository. And there we rediscovered the two bodies that had apparently vanished.
However...
And that brings us back to now. Looking back, things have certainly have been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine anytime. Alright. Oh, Hina, you're here.
So,
Hey, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. Huh? What is it? After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together.
but...
And we came right to the repository to, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. It was locked? Yeah, it was locked. I remember that. We checked it too. And we came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it, and why is it unlocked now? I wonder the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. Might be some secret lurking in there. But I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. Hammers of all different sizes hang on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the Justice Hammers been designed using these as a model? Or, you know, painted over to... Either way, all the hammers have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait a minute! For some reason, this hammer isn't dirty at all, and it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? No. Spotless hammer has been added to the truthful section. Alright. Oh, yeah, to the left. Alright. There's only one way in and out of this room, through the door that Hina said was locked before. There's definitely a lock on the door. It can only be unlocked from the inside, the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from inside the in the art room. The door can only be locked from the inside the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. And the door is designed so that it can only be locked from inside the repository. In other words, when Hina checked that someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. Yeah, they were painting the hammers. They were painting the hammers. Hello, is the stream still up? Oh jeez, my microphone's going off the rails here. I don't know why my microphone's doing this. Yeah, I know the BRB stream's still up. I'm trying to figure out it's probably my AC that's picking up on the microphone. I'm not sure. I don't know. Alright, back to the game. Let's leave the repository. Alright, how's it looking now? Is it still... And of course, oh jeez. And of course I come back in here and... Yep. Hi, Genocide Gil. I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away.
What?
I'm super pissed I missed such an untimely rare event. What do you mean you missed an... You're a serial killer. You do this for fun. Justice Hammer number 4, the weapon that was used to kill Taka. The body was moved, but the murder weapon was just left here. Yeah, because... reasons. There's some kind of mark going through the pool of blood, like in the middle of the room. Could it be that the dolly was used to move Taka's body? I... hitting... hitting my, mic. Okay. This can go away. There was blood on the tire. Could that blood have come from here? Which sorry. Which could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, so that should have definitely been possible. Equipment room with bloodstain has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. And even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the Nerf's office. Nerf? It's Nerf or nothing. The nurse's office on the 1st floor. Even with the dolly, there's no way to get it up to the 3rd floor. That's still a total mystery. Oh, jeez, I didn't mean to do that. The tarps. Huh, this tarp. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before, and recently too. Where do you think it could be, Makoto? Nice. I still gotta do all that shit. Go to the nurse's office, because that's where we're supposed to be anyway. Alright. Hello, Celeste. What are you investigating, Celeste? I am not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I am simply going around seeing if Hiro might be hiding somewhere. What about you? Oh, you know, I'm just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body.
Let's see.
How Hifumi was moved, eh? When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Yes, indeed.
Correct. Hina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom. When you got back, the body was gone. Could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. Yeah, Hina said the same thing. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time.
Indeed.
It would seem so. To carry off someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think of it as anything less than impossible. Not necessarily Celeste's account, blah blah blah. Justice Hammer number 3 was the one used to kill Hifumi. Someone moved the body but left the weapon behind. Refrigerator. I wonder if there's anything to drink inside. I mean, if you're a vampire. After everything I've been through, I'm totally parched. Maybe just a quick peek. There's a bunch of blood packets in here for blood transfusions, I guess. Doesn't help me, though. I'm not a vampire. Yeah, I just said that. Nice. I mean, this is one hell of a nurse's office. I mean, first off, you got an x-ray machine here. And then you've got a refrigerator full of blood packets in case a student needs transfusions. Of course, you also have patient files and different medicines in this cabinet here. This is better than any doctor's office that you're normally at. At least in America. There's more to look at, huh? Wait, what? Trash bin. Just a normal trash can. Huh? Wait, there's something inside. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. It's got some sort of cartoon character on it. It's covered in blood.
Oh.
Ah, did you find something? Yeah, there was a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
Huh?
A cleaning cloth? It's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe up some blood. But who would need to do something like that? I don't know. Could be Hifumi. I haven't the slightest idea. Me either, but I think it might be important. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I know that. In fact, I do know that. So this is where you were. I've been looking for you. You have? I wanted to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hero's room. Oh, and let me give you this. Meet in the dining hall. It's the note Hero wrote to us to get us all to meet up, right? You remember well. Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear now.
Anyway, it makes it clear, right? This is a trap. What is? Things grow ever more exciting. What are you talking about? I've already repaid... Ooh, sorry. I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation.
Goodbye.
Yasuhiro's message. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, he said to go to Hero's room, but what's waiting for me there? Sorry, I keep getting a text from my mother. Anyway, down to the first floor. I mean, we're already on the first floor, but I have to go to Hero's room. Hero, Taka, Kyoko, Mondo, Makoto, Sayaka, Yakuya, Toko, Junko, Celeste, Chihiro, Aoi, Sakura, Leon, Hiro, Harry. Door is unlocked? I guess I can go inside? Byakuya did say to go look. Might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take a plunge. Whoa. Wow. Okay then. Does anyone else see the camera glitching off to the side there? The surveillance camera, it's just the red light blinks and then this is Hiro's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. Where do you even get it all from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up. Which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right? I mean, that's not exactly how it works. Why is this camera glitching? See? Look. What is that? I don't know. Is there a freaking... Is there a ghost? Don't worry about it right now. No, I don't want to click that. I think there's something in the cardboard box. It's blueprints for something, and something's made out of. It looks like cardboard. Sorry. It looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster? Is this Robo Justice? And it's in Hiro's room. But wait. These blueprints. Something about them bothers me. Robo Justice blueprints has been added to truth bullets. Okay, yes. Soundlessly checked bathroom. Nothing in here. Pretty grungy though. You just open the door and it's Kurt Cobain playing the guitar. How does a bathroom even get this dirty? Oh, the bed. It's a normal bed, just like the one in my room. Then why did you tell me to click? Something off the side here. Oh, it's just the door. Okay, well, I guess, yeah. Makoto, big news, big news! What's wrong? We found Kyoko. What? Is she okay? Where is she? Wait, I wasn't alone. There's more big news.
Just a second.
Robo Justice showed up too. Robo Justice? It's Hiro wearing the costume.
Okay.
Anyway, as soon as you can, head up to the pool on the second floor. To think Hiro and Kyoko would turn up at the same time. Anyway, I have to head to the pool. I ran off to the second floor as fast as I could. Whoa. I just ran straight across the pool. Kyoko, and
I mean...
Phew. Man, have I had the worst day. Hiro? I'm just standing in the middle of the pool right now. Hiro?
Huh? Oh, hey, Makoto.
Yeah, duh, who else would I be? That's a good question. Huh? Why? Huh? What? Why do I look like this? Why do I look like this? What? Did someone come along and remodel me while I was sleeping? Was it the no, Byakuya was in the other room. Well, let's ask him. Apparently that ridiculous object is Hiro. I guess Kyoko... I'd ask Kyoko for the details if I were you. I mean, yeah, it's a ridiculous costume. He's not an object, he's alive. Robo Justice finally made his appearance, huh? I guess Kyoko's the one who found him. Why did I click Hina?
Right.
I found Hiro. He was jammed in the full room locker. Looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up.
Don't be mean.
I can't believe you kicked me! You could have been a little more gentle about it, like, I don't know, caress my face or something?
What?
That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Wow.
There's something I had to check up on. Whoa, oh, you mean... Never mind. I can't never mind.
It's nothing.
Never mind.
Hey.
More importantly. She says that, but does she have any... Does she really have any... She says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know if people think she might be spying for the mastermind?
And?
First of all, Hiro, you need to explain to us why you're all dressed up like that.
I mean,
Oh, well, I mean, I have no idea. 1 second I was asleep, I don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up, and I was here. I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me to even look at you.
Huh?
Well,
let me out of here!
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't even take off by yourself?
You got it all wrong!
I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing!
It would seem...
There's a clasp on the back that keeps you from getting it off. Looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hiro out of the suit. Yeah, I already made that joke. Took a few minutes, but eventually we got the... Took a few minutes, but we eventually got all the pieces off. Whew! Free at last. It's kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hiro.
So then,
More to the point, nobody but Hiro would be able to wear the costume. Wait, hold on a sec.
honestly,
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints are in your room as you well.
is that okay?
In other words, it's obvious to everyone that you made this costume. That's true. I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too.
Could it be...
Then it's obvious. The one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone
That's terrible!
was Hiro. Shall we tie him up and gag him?
Just the worst.
Wouldn't you like to do that? Good idea. Good idea. We don't want him killing anyone else. It's tie me up? Hold on, guys. I think that's going a little far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves... he may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment. Yeah, I mean... attacking blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
What the heck?
You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided. You killed them.
Please!
What? Kill who? I don't know what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around.
What are you saying?
You're the only one who can wear this costume. Who else could possibly be the costume attacker?
What the heck?
How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me.
Okay.
Fine. If you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. Without missing a bit. It's supposed to be without missing a beat. But without missing a beat, he just started putting on the Robo Justice costume. I can't speak for fucking shit.
Huh. See? Look. See how loose it is? I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
Why would she reply that way? It's not a very nice thing to say. Whatever.
I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Hang on just a sec.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hiro could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again. I apologize. I had to address something. Well, now you're all out of excuses. No, see, it's because you're a girl. If it was another guy, then... Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. It's no good. The arms are too long, and there's no way I can wear this.
Just a second.
See? I told you it was impossible. You're absolutely right. It seems this costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly.
But...
Then there's another costume. They must have one that looks the same, but it fits them.
Honestly.
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence.
what the heck?
Evidence? You claim there is another suit? Yes, then you must find it and show it to us. What the heck?
Just the worst.
Zoinks! Who cares? Hero's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway.
That's terrible.
Which is how we know it was him.
What?
I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, like, tell me? Robo Justice costume. Blah, blah, blah. Alright. Okay, what do you have to say about it? She looks like she's lost in thought. I don't think she's in the mood to talk. I better leave her alone. Alright, Hina.
What the heck?
There's no way you're talking. Okay, Byakuya? It's looking more and more like it really was a setup.
Oh.
I certainly did not expect Hiro and Kyoko to turn up at the same time. But where was Kyoko where has Kyoko been hiding all this time? I have no idea.
Then perhaps...
Perhaps she really is working for the mastermind. What else could explain her questionable behavior? but you are quite protective of her, yeah? That's because she's helped me so much up until now. If I were the mastermind, that's exactly what I would do to earn your trust. Alright, hero.
What the heck?
If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto, who was it? Well, two people were killed. Taka and Hifumi.
What?
What? Two people?
Just the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it.
Please.
I did not.
Huh?
Wait, hold on. If those are the ones that were killed,
How about that?
that's it. I know who did it.
So then,
You may as well tell us then.
Hmm.
Taka and Hifumi were fighting over alter ego, right?
I'm at least 30% right.
Which means alter ego and or Chihiro must have... No.
correct.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Please.
Unfortunate?
What the heck?
Stop trying to trick us. Just admit it. You did it already. I'm telling you, you got it all wrong.
Oh, so then.
I know. That note. Note? Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door. Here's what it said. Found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The last thing I remember is going to the rec room, for some reason I fell asleep.
Hey.
Real killer probably drugged me or something.
Just the worst.
Not a chance.
So,
No, hold on. We could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that.
Huh?
Really? I told you, someone's trying to set me up. Secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone wrote that all to trick me.
Ah.
Even if that is true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you. Well, after being trapped in here for so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? They preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me.
Ah.
I still don't buy it.
Don't be mean.
Well, you should buy it.
Just a second.
Okay, then show us the note.
With
With pleasure. I have it right here in my, pocket.
no way.
Looks like I lost it. Or it was taken from you.
Ah.
Yeah, sure.
Please.
You gotta believe me, I wouldn't hurt a fly. As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason. What the heck? We're serious. Uh-huh. Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins. Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it.
What the heck?
Why? Why did you kill them? Tell us, hero. No, it's like I said.
Just the worst.
Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broke, and that's why. Spent all his money on a glass ball.
Please.
Wait, that's a false accusation. Someone help me.
What are you saying?
Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you. If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for your evidence, right?
What?
You're right. I need to go look for the second suit. No. I hate yawning so much. Please don't fail me now. Guess I better go. I guess I better get back to guard duty. Just gonna ask Genocide Jack to switch with me. But she and Sakura got into a fight. But if she and Sakura If she and Sakura had gotten into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. Well, bye. One by one, everyone go away.
Makoto.
Do you have a second? Huh? I want you to help me with the investigation.
It would seem...
It looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground. Sure, I don't mind helping. Can you promise me something? Later when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No. Reject me so simply.
Anyway,
Anyway, I need your help. And don't mind, do you? Okay.
shall we go?
Thanks. Now then, shall we?
Hey,
So, Makoto, first I'd like to examine the corpses. Examine the corpses. I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey,
Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer?
anyway,
Anyway, we have to hurry before the class trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay then, show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository. Then I guess we should head that way for now. Yes. To the repository. I don't think I'm on the right floor. Hang on. Nope, I'm on the second floor. Nope. Fumi and Taka. For a second, for a moment, Kyoko, Kyoko seemed to go rigid, but only for a moment.
so then,
Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
The Monokuma file was right. They were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel even a little more comfortable. Do I sense romance? The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Hifumi's massive corpse. From the nurse's office where he was discovered, here to here, the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third. All that without anyone noticing. I just can't see how that's possible. Further, it seems that Hifumi died from a blow to the head. He was most likely killed using a Justice Hammer number 3, which we found in the nurse's office. But when we found his body in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're spotless. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses clean? But who would do that and why? Taka was killed by a blow to the head. He must have gotten struck with Justice Hammer number 4, which was laying on the floor in the equipment room. And there's a tarp laid out under his body. The killer must have used it to move Taka's body. That way it wouldn't leave any bloodstains as it was moved. It's a dolly, it doesn't have a handle. I'm sure I saw it in the art room. It is used to move sculptures and stuff around. It's kind of awkward, but when you bend down, if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. More importantly, blah-de-da-de-da. Again, the dolly is right frickin' there at the side. And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that?
I see.
Makoto, I found something. You did?
Hey,
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his wrist, on his left hand? Did?
whew.
Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? No, that's not it. Anyway, he said he had a watch.
So then,
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving. Oh, wait. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? Most likely broke when he had his encounter with the assailant. With his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen just past 6 o'clock. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime after 6?
that's right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Hey, you! How long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced through the air as he started pointedly at his wristwatch. How did you forget that he had a wristwatch? As you were just sitting there watching him point at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
In other words,
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. Meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning. Yes. Of course. No shit. The broken wristwatch had been added to the tooth bullet section of your handbook.
however,
And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. Even in death. He's got that fist clenched. You're right, there's something white in there. Is it glaze?
Makoto,
Can you try and pry it out? Not if it's glaze. Me?
because
Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited for this kind of manual labor, right? Not necessarily. I mean, you got Sakura right there. Aoi could probably do it. Okay. Much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. Ice cold hand was nearly enough to cause my own heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. A piece of paper?
hey,
Was that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. It doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
So then,
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own. Nice. Scrap of paper. Alright, Hifumi. Biggest problem I have right now. Wait, it just told me to check Hifumi's body, and now it's going over the same shit? Nurse's office. Glasses. Now they're spotless. Glass is clean. I guess we talk to Kyoko. Hero, you dumb stoner. I don't know when you typed that, but yeah, pretty much.
indeed.
I did more than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of paper?
That's right.
Fumi had it hidden on him. Hidden?
Indeed.
He'd stuffed it in his pants, so I could. You are assuredly afraid of nothing, to say the least, Kyoko. He stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he'd hid it in on purpose, you see. His Why are you so surprised? She's the one who first found out that Chihiro had a dick.
Why is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means.
Hey,
Anyway, let's take Anyway, take a look at the paper. Go ahead, open it up. Fuck, I hate how much I'm yawning. When I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like, it better be important, Hifumi, or I'll never forgive you for that. Yeah, his crusty sock. A note. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
so...
That sounds very familiar. That's it. That's the same thing Hiro said. Then he was telling us the truth.
However...
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? He said the rec room. Here's what it said. Used to escape. The rec room. At 1. The time is different. And the location is 2. Hiro told us that it was, 1 a.m. Blah, 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 blue. But then, anyone found sleeping outside of the dorm room is blah-de-da-de-da. But, hey, it doesn't count if they're drugged or passed out. But the note they wrote to Hifumi asked him to meet at 6.
Is that right?
Hold on, just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him. Doesn't mean it was meant for him. Okay, that's her talking. My bad. Ugh. Boy, brain, stop going too fast. Hello, everybody watching. Thank you for watching. Huh?
So...
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there. It means it wasn't Hifumi's note. It was Taka's. Taka was gripping the note. Why does she need to explain it? You should have gotten it by now. Jesus Christ. Think carefully.
Hey.
Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? No idea.
So then...
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper? No shit. No shit at all. Like, seriously. How dumb do you have to be to not get it? Sorry. I keep bumping the microphone. How would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer. Nice. Fumi.
Hey.
And while we're at it, I should tell you another thing. 2 victims this time definitely have their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to... No, that... We weren't even considering that. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killing of the... Yeah. Thanks for telling us the obvious there, Kyoko. Ugh, God. So infuriating that they freaking just go straight to the obvious thing. So you're saying I don't have to... No, you don't.
Is that right?
Gosh. Alright, I need to get something to drink, so I will take a quick break. I'll be right back. I'm back. I've got my drink, my bottle of water here. So now I can do the voices properly. Alright. If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to help carry... All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. Again, no shit. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. A handbook may play a role? I don't think I understand. But if Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind. E-handbook is a... Again, there was nothing... If it was nothing... It had nothing to do with the murder. It had nothing to do with the murder. So, why does this have to be part of it? Is it for a later trial? Who knows? A diggity dongity bingity bongity.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin!
Shall we get started?
Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It would seem...
Unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion. Yeah, you know what you also should have done? You should have filled in Kyoko with the entire details of the investigation, unless the others did that. Otherwise, she's just going in with what she knows. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
We better get going. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this class trial. Everyone heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
Hello! 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 He's multiplied? Yes, there's more than one Monokuma.
Wrong.
Nope. Wait a minute. Nope, not multiplication. It just looks like that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I'm multiplied. Yeah. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma?
Whew.
Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, tough crowd.
You're not playing along.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay.
All right, fine.
Hey! Hey!
And if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you I didn't do it already. For serious.
Hmm.
That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume or the note? No, but we did. We found a note. We found a similar note. Well, no, but... How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to. I have to do it. I can't let anyone out. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. I don't know why I paused where I shouldn't have paused. And for everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. Killer is... No, again, no shit. It's one of them. Let's just go on the elevator. Don't even bother talking now. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. Began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was on board, deadly everything. Deadly this, deadly that, diddly, hi diddly diddly. Hi diddly diddly diddly. Ned Flanders. I can't do the impression right now. Hi diddly ho there, neighbor. Nothing at all. And the steel box began to move. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled this, we couldn't go anywhere. Chicken's ready. Useless narration. Even more useless narration. Well, when I see you all gathered together like this, I just realize how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What?
What? Do you really hate me so much because I'm so cute?
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. Would I ever be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial, the commercial after this commercial break? Probably. You know. I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. You get to your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, deadly deception, deadly betrayal, deadly riddle, deadly defense, deadly faith. Deadly class trial. You want to save the game? Yes, I do. No. Don't override. Alright, here we go. Let's set our skills because we have more skills to set. I can only have... I want that increased time limit. I can only have 4 of them equipped. Actually, I think I'm set. Alright. Quick look at the... Alright. Here we go. Into the next class trial.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place,
and we found him in that suit.
Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Definitely the pot calling the kettle black.
Who are you calling a murderer?
Exactly.
I am sorry to say, Hero, but we do have evidence, blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
No, that's wrong.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, I don't know!
No, he's not the killer. Before anything else, we need to make that clear. Make your argument. Yasuhiro's message.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
For once, he's right.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Okay. Heroes.
Everything we
message.
found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know. Hold up. I need to figure out. Okay. I forgot all the controls while I was gone. Hang on just a sec. Okay, I got you.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Oh, that's right. I gotta hold down the mouse button in order to...
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
No,
I
that's
don't know
not
anything
right.
about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
No, that's not right.
Shoot!
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
I gotta think. Okay, so I have to shoot the... Okay. Blueprints with the message.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Yes, I will let you know. But I
Are we
want
sure
to try and
Hero
figure it out
really
myself
made those
first.
blueprints?
My bad.
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared.
The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because frickin' Hero's handwriting is almost as if he was a fucking printer.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
This is correct.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
Mm-hmm. In front of yeah, they're talking about alter ego in front of Monokuma, and Monokuma's just like, what?
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
At least you admit it.
So, Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
No, it was Hero. No, Hero was in the suit. He just was asleep while in the suit.
Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Of course he passes it off to me, because he actually doesn't know. He doesn't know.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
It was Hero.
I got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It makes perfect sense.
Tell
Hiro
them that.
was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Exactly.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
No, it's not, because we have Hero's account. He was asleep the entire time.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do.
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
But no. That's it's a completely different topic about the investigation for the Jesus
It would
Christ.
seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
A tarp and a dolly?
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Why do you care? Why do you need to know? Is what I'm saying. It's a dolly.
I got it!
There's still one more thing. And the tarp.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Yep. What's with the
So,
attitude?
let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room.
Oh, the dolly is actually gone this time. It's not, you know, just sitting there.
So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body.
I like how both people on either side of Makoto are dead.
That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
Okay.
But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In
I
other
just
words,
realized how
you
fucking
think
stupid I
they
was.
used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
I just realized how fucking stupid I was. They were looking at flashbacks of when the dolly was in the room, not when it was out of the room this whole time. I'm a fucking idiot. Anyway.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
No.
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Oh, you may not expect much from me, Celeste. But you're about to go down.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Hey, Celeste, you might want to get back to your poker face. It's slipping a little bit. If I can just explain to them the dolly must have been moved to the equipment room for the... How... Why do they expect you to be so stupid? Yes, tell me all about it. Reloading. Next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. The bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see an ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't been really a limit on your ammo. But from now on, just locking and pressing the left mouse doesn't be enough. Blah, blah, blah. It will now cost you one bullet to destroy a single remark. Yes, I get reloading, reloading, reloading. Tab. Okay, so hand on the tab key. Da, 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 da. Okay. Okay. Actually, no, not that far.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
That was terrible.
If
But
you're
hey.
asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
The blood stain on the wheel.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Does Celeste really hate me that much? It's not just you, Makoto, it's everyone. She doesn't give a shit. She hates everyone except herself. She's selfish.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yes, please.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then... what kind of robot is it?
It's not a robot at all.
I'm not sure that really matters.
Exactly.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
But you're gonna let me do it, right?
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look back at how the body was moved, we just covered how it was fucking moved. Make your argument. Alright.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Yep.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, that's wrong.
Exactly. You can't bend over in the suit.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all, and I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
No, because there's a class on the
I
back
got it.
and you can't take it off by yourself.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have much of a choice. Let's help it.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect him.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
Celeste, your frickin' cards are showing. How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Except it's not.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
Thank you, Kyoko.
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
Yes, Blackest says. Celeste being, you know, the one wearing black.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
Lemony Snickets?
What a pain in the ass!
Not that you care.
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Exactly.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my
No, you
mystery
weren't.
assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something move around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down the hallway and disappeared. Ugh.
and then,
Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. This is bad. Come on, we gotta go back.
at that point we decided to divide up into 2 groups.
Again.
Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office.
Or no, not again, but, you know.
While Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
Mm-hmm.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time.
I like how Taka's hand is oddly positioned for someone who's dead. It's not relaxed. It's like spread out spider style, like he's holding his hand that way. But oh well.
Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing.
That was pretty fast. Now that I think about it, like, that is a very short window of time to do that.
Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository. Which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth, I have to find them no matter what. Blah-de-da-da-da.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
No. The Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order?
So, regarding Taka's
No,
death,
I did not mean to do
I
that.
wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice...
Okay, wait a minute. I gotta think this through.
While Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Alright, so I'm just gonna have to try all that I can.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
I don't.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that
Ah,
Hifumi was
damn it.
killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from
No,
a swing
that's
of
probably
Justice
not it,
Hammer
though.
4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding
Let's try
Taka's
this
death,
again.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the
Justice Hammers!
It's true that
Damn
Hifumi
it.
was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death
No,
came
I
from
don't
a
mean to
swing of
keep
Justice
shooting.
Hammer 4.
Jesus Christ.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Let's try that one more time.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the
Justice Hammers!
No, that's. Come on, Makoto. Okay. Yeah.
Shoot!
Shit. No, that wasn't it.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
The only bullet option is Monokuma file number 3.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the
Justice Hammer!
There we go.
No, that's wrong!
That's
Hold
what it
on.
was.
There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
That's right. That's a fallacy. Just because the numbers showed up in that order doesn't mean that they were used in that order.
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Exactly.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. Something that relates to the what time? The watch! Hangman's Gavin. The watch. The wristwatch. W. A. C. H.
Now I understand! I've got it! Taka's wristwatch! See? Look! It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer, because as of last night,
Hey you! How long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritating. You deadly wristwatch. Yeah. Deadly wrist. Why did I say deadly? 10 o'clock, bloody blah.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those Justice Hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Huh? What was that? Again with this scene, Jesus Christ. Hifumi is in the nurse's office.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
Not really.
If that's true, where's the tape?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis
He's
for
a
when we heard
clairvoyant. What do you
Hifumi's scream.
expect him to do?
Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Did she not just say she was passed out in the equipment room?
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how.
Mm-hmm.
In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
Could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. Like, yeah, that was a very short window of time for him to move the body. It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
As in, Hifumi was pretending to be dead? Yeah.
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another... ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is...
Hifumi wasn't dead.
We thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
That's exactly what he said.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. It's the glasses. Why else would his glasses be wiped off? He got up, wiped his glasses off, moved the body.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think I know what it is.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Oh. Damn. I thought for sure that was it.
Shoot!
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
Not what Celeste
And you know that
says.
how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh, damn it. Okay, hang on.
Shoot!
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
Okay, no.
No, it is impossible.
It's not that one.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body
Had been found.
and that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Damn it! No, that was my last heart. Okay, never mind. So...
Shoot!
Oh,
Are you
shit.
saying
Okay.
that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
Shit, I missed it.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest
He
of
was
us.
actually still alive.
Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure
He was
about
actually
that?
still alive.
Maybe
and
the
then
announcement was intended
somebody
to
else.
signal someone else's discovery.
Right. Okay. Okay. Let's try this one
Are
more
you
time.
saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
It's actually still
No,
alive.
it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No.
And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Damn it! Fuck. So I guess... No, I guess I don't know what I'm doing. Failed. Yeah, I know. Ah, Jesus Christ. Blah, 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 blah. I failed. I failed. I get it. I failed. 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 I know.
Is this...
Yes.
I refuse to give up yet.
Now, please. Let's try this again.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
I have an idea about this.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh, no.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
Yeah, I figured that was wrong. I know what to do now. I know what to do. I think I do, but I'm very confident that it's the real thing.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office?
Hang on, how do I fast forward this shit? Because I forget. There was a way to...
There's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Damn it! Ah, Jesus.
Are you saying that when we first... There's a chance he...
No. Hifumi
Thank
was
you
dead,
for
and
the
you
help,
know
by
that
the way.
surely you heard the body... Hifumi's dead body had... And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
Nope, that's not it.
Shoot!
Okay, let's try again. Trial and error here.
Are you saying that when we first
found Hifumi, there's a chance he...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body... Hifumi's dead, and that is...
Are we really so sure about... Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Yeah, I think I am on the right track, but...
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in
The nurse's office, there's a chance he...
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Let's ask Monokuma.
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Right. But yeah. This one. But come on now. That's bullshit.
Shoot!
Okay. Found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. Second time when both bodies were rediscovered.
I got it!
Right.
We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Ding dong, ding dong. A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, you may use however you blah 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 blah.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Sorry.
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
But it did. Therefore... Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I keep having to fiddle around with my mic. It's... For some reason, I keep hitting it.
Then in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
Technically true.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
Exactly.
Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
I mean... Kind of.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard.
Yeah, for once I agree with Celeste.
But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive, and I have to find it and show it to everyone. Fuck. Hifumi's glasses, yes! This one should be straightforward, I think.
Well, here's one thing we do know.
Mm-hmm.
The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office.
Wasn't trying to do that.
And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we
No.
saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned,
Nope.
Shoot!
I did that a little too early. My bad.
Well, here's one thing we do know.
Control.
The first time we found him, and then his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw it was in.
But when you compare his body before being other than the change in how it was, there was no notable difference.
No, that's wrong.
Ooh, that was actually close.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository.
That was close. I almost missed that one.
His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
He wiped off his glasses.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
Mm-hmm.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
Wow, you actually remembered that.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
Oh, we just said it. Like, seriously, how stupid do you have to be?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
That's exactly what it could mean.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
Exactly.
That's a good point.
So in the end...
Then it must have been him, right?
Correct.
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see.
Mm-hmm.
Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet.
Yes.
And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you
Copious
say?
corpse.
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead,
It means he was working
what
with
was
someone.
with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
No, it was real blood.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
It was Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right?
That's right. That's right. Toko / Jill were passed out, so they didn't really know.
so me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the
Or no, she was
repository door
no,
can
never
only be
mind.
locked from the
I was wrong.
inside.
She wasn't in the repository, she was in the equipment room.
Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
It
And
was
it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
Yep.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Please do.
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The note.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Yes.
Hidden note?
Not necessarily hidden.
That's right.
Well,
He found it stuffed in his pants.
yeah, he hid it after the fact, but not.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
It's just.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Yeah, forget the pants. Just don't worry about the pants at all. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet up in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
Ah, that's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh?
I'd only take,
Wait,
what,
this
4
one's a
shots?
little
5
different.
shots?
In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
You just pointed that out! You dumb motherfucker! You just pointed that out! Why are you so stupid?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro.
God damn it.
And that person could only have been... I got it! That's
Fumi's
right!
pants.
Taka!
Knee, and then Ortaka.
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
There you go. Take a shot every time he says something stupid. Just like, you just pointed out that the note was different, and now you're questioning whether it's different or not?
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
Yeah, but it's partially ripped.
So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
TikTok.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Yes.
Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still, I can't let her get to me. I apologize if I keep hitting my mic. I don't know why I keep hitting my mic. I need to figure out to get an extended boom arm so that I can have my microphone over my head. Oh no, shit. Okay,
Huffy had the note, right?
yeah. Let's
Then
just
the
watch the
person it
whole
was
thing
intended
over.
for have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said.
Yep.
What time did it say to meet?
1 a.m.
6 a.m.
6
I
a.m.
believe.
The one
Time
hero.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
Time on the note said 6 a.m. What happened at 6 a.m.? Yeah. Taka was killed just after 6 a.m.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
No.
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The time doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
No, that's wrong.
TikTok is who she calls Taka.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
TikTok is her nickname for Taka.
What the hell are you talking about?
What the hell are you talking about? Jesus Christ, Genocide Joe, what that tongue do?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch.
Yep.
But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Yep.
Well, when you put it like that.
Probably, but we don't know.
No further objections.
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me.
Yes. That is exactly what's wrong.
The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
He was hiding it. Duh.
Stuffed down his pants, no less.
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
I got your proof right here. It's the ripped piece of paper.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper.
Yes.
If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Are one and the same. The 2 plus 2 equal 4.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
2 plus 2 equal 4.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That
Yes.
means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
In the murder?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
I mean, yeah.
In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
Byakuya, could you please just walk around Chihiro's picture and just slap? Just slap Hiro. Just... How the fuck is he still alive? Go ahead, tell us.
Sorry, no.
Yeah, no. He's dead.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead.
Oh, right. I was supposed to take 2 shots. Okay. Yeah. That's right. Fucking drinking this time. Hang on. Let's move the microphone out of the way. Just for a second. I need to go get a chaser real quick. Hang on. I'll be right back, everyone. We're gonna do this drinking game properly. All right. So, I have with me some Kraken rum and Cola Fago. All right. So, I will only count what he said during the trial. Like, anything stupid that he says during the trial. I will take a shot. So, the first shot is for what he said when he was like, when he pointed out the differences between the note and he was like, oh, no, oh, wait, they're not the same? You know? The first shot. Oh. Woo! Now for another. Because of what he just said a few seconds ago. I wish I had a camera so I could get this on camera, but I don't. Next time. Next time we'll do it. Shot number 2. Oh boy. Ah. All right. Let's all right, let's get back to the game. When we found in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead.
The second body discovery announcement proves that.
Yep.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
There's only one person who is being sus enough to make that obvious, but we'll just roll along with that.
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository, so he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
Mm-hmm.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Yep.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Who are you calling a walrus?
I don't understand that insult either, but hey.
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
Do I have to am I gonna have to take another shot real quick?
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi!
Give me a sec. I'm responding to a text.
The weapon?
Okay, what about the weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all.
Okay, your point?
But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
Okay, that's not actually stupid. That's a fair point.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
It would be.
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Roasted. For once I agree with Byakuya. Hiro's just an idiot.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
Why do you look angry about it? Jesus.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either.
Alright.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers?
That is a good question indeed.
Personally, I haven't a clue.
Oh, yes you fucking do. Don't you fucking deny it.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
I don't think the size of the hammer matters. It's actually the strength of force used from the hammer. Because, for example, if you ever watched the series Fargo, in season 2, the main character kills his wife using just a regular carpentry hammer. Granted, that one's made of metal, but it's pretty much... well, yeah, it was made of metal. He didn't really need enough... Shit. Yeah, taking 2 shots right back. Fuck. Taking 2 shots back to back really just fucked over my speech. So, what was it? Nygaard, the main character in the, in Fargo, he killed his wife with a hammer. And all you really need is strong enough force, and you can kill someone with a smaller hammer. It also depends on what the hammer's made of, but wood is pretty tough, and so is metal, so...
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
No. I mean, yes, but it...
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
Again, Hiro's right.
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Another hammer. The weapon that was the whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we find that out. Somehow I have to find out the truth. Spotless hammer, yeah.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
The spotless hammer.
Was it Justice Hammer 3?
You have someone. I don't understand. Okay, he could explain after that. It's not necessarily wrong. Whatever.
Shoot!
What
Fuck.
was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3?
Dope.
Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
No.
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon?
Nope.
How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Nope.
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
How is that not it? I have no idea what you're talking about, but I want to stab your seriously adorable face off. Okay.
Shoot!
Nope.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing.
How was the culprit? How did nobody...
Sounds like a Justice. Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more
Well, one thing seems pretty clear.
Murdergear.com.
The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
Nope.
No, that's wrong.
It wasn't stupid. It wasn't necessarily stupid. It was just not correct.
The murder weapon wasn't
He was
a Justice Hammer at all.
I'm not gonna
No,
take a shot. because
It
of
was
that.
something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The
All
killer
of the
could have
Justice
easily
Hammers-
used that to kill Hifumi.
But all of the Justice Hammers were hammers from the repository. They were just painted.
Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit,
murder.
If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers.
And
Big
much
ones,
of them were missing.
Small ones.
Big one, small one, some as big as your head.
And even some flat mallet-like ones.
Yes.
I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
Mm-hmm.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Deadly betrayal.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him.
Of course you would. You're the one who was doing it.
The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
Not exactly. We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. But that doesn't mean someone can't pull the strings. At least that's what we thought at first, but... Spotless hammer.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us,
Mm-hmm.
even if more than one person is complicit in the murder,
Mm-hmm.
only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
I don't think so.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is...
That's wrong!
Since there were 2
Wow, I
murders,
got that one on the
it's at
first
least
try, and
plausible that more
I'm a
than
little
one
buzzed.
person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been 1 murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering.
Right.
Naturally, if only 1 person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
Right. Or a mutual motive for killing Taka. Basically, whoever was manipulating Hifumi manipulated him into killing Taka. And then, you know, kill Hifumi to cover up their tracks or whatever.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
Right.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi.
Again,
each
I
have an
apologize
accomplice for
if
their
my
crime.
I apologize if my speech is a little off. I am a fucking lightweight drinker, so I am a little bit tipsy.
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka.
Yes.
They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
No, it is not your fault. It's mine. I'm the one who carried out the whole drinking thing. They made him carry out the first murder, so yeah.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
I will be right back. I'm going to calm my dog down. See what he's barking about, I mean. Okay, hey, calm down, my dog. Back to the game. It only looked like one person. That's how the true killer got it.
A
Look,
single suspicious individual, a
Fuck.
similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The
Yep.
mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You're in a room with Celeste, Genocide Jack, and Byakuya, who are all capable of being that cruel. Hell, I wouldn't even put it past Kyoko to be that cruel, but she wouldn't. She isn't.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same, the main characteristic, that was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look like a, no, not to look, which is why she said not to look at it as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although when you think about it, she's also too amazing. Someone's got a crush on Kyoko. It's so yes, because she's the ultimate detective, asshole.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
Celeste.
That's problem numero uno right now.
Celeste. True killer. Fuck. What have I done? In the debates up till now, the way the case is unfolded, when you consider all that, there's only room for only one person seems to fit. It is not Leon, but it's Celeste.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
I don't really know how you can say that without presenting the evidence first, but whatever.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
Except it's not a joke.
A joke? I wonder.
Byakuya gets it. It's not even a joke and he gets it.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him,
Mm-hmm.
that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
Uh-oh, the poker face slipped even further.
Pardonnez-moi.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Yeah,
Is that so?
Little Miss Prim and Proper's guy is slipping. Fuck. I am streaming
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you.
Again, sorry, I was responding to a text.
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
Streaming. No.
Shoot!
Yeah, but Celeste was like, what kind of scream would suffice? Would it be this one? Ah! Or this one? Ah! It's the individual.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
So now it comes into play. Suspicious individual. They all know it was Hero, though, but whatever.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Another text, sorry.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Oh, fuck you!
Sorry.
Shush, the adults are talking now. I was probably saying the exact same thing you would have fucking said, Byakuya. So, why don't you fucking take a seat? Because the adults are talking. Fuck off.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
That's exactly what we're saying.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
And, you know, I find it ironic because in any other situation, if Hifumi were a real person, the nerdy character would probably end up being stuffed into a locker by the school bully, right? But Hiro, being the chill dude he is not really a bully. But still, he ended up being stuffed in a locker by the weak-ass nerd. Isn't that funny as hell? Oh,
we
shit.
headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen.
I completely missed that flashback.
Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
Mm-hmm.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yep. Yeah. Well, What was that? It came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. It's in the nurse's office bed.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Yep. And why don't we split into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well, then Makoto and Hino, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will lead the capture of the suspicious individual, the Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Mm-hmm. Again, texting. Sorry.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was your way of telling him, we are on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan.
Yep. Otherwise, why would she have asked what kind of scream was perfect? And they were like, it doesn't matter. Because things. Yeah.
Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
That's a bit exaggeratory, isn't it? That's not even a word.
I just realized another strange thing.
Yep.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
Mm-hmm. I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine Hifumi would be murdered. Of course you did.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean she did it. I mean, yeah, he's covered in blood. Your first assumption is going to be that he was murdered. But, oh well, whatever.
You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you're in a murder school. It's not that hard to figure out. That was actually pretty smart of her to do. To say that. It doesn't necessarily make it her. Although I do know that it was her, which we'll find out.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Yep.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Yep.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
This is kind of pointless.
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Sure.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
And
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
and what would that be?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must be really enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. Ah, yeah, that was, yep.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
I mean, not really, but just like those guys died, she could mean everyone who has died up to this point. Like Sayaka, Mondo, Chihiro, Leon, and all that shit.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
Again, she could be referring to everyone up until this point.
Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto.
Yep.
Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
Well, she didn't really have... Nobody really had to. Junko, Taka, Hifumi, all of them are dead. They're like... She could be referring to every last one of those people. But no, you're assuming that she's referring to Hifumi and Taka. But hey, whatever.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
And we have our fourth shot. Not fourth, third, my bad. It means she was plainly obvious what he's trying to imply. It's just... She would have known that they're both dead. Right? I definitely am going to have to eat some bread after this. Or something with carbohydrates. Fuck, I can't even pour a shot. What the hell, man? I've only had 2 shots. What the fuck? Anyway, here we go. Cheers, everybody. Ah! Ooh, boy. Oh, don't be sorry. It's gonna get real funny in just a minute.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
If you're really not the culprit, you should... I don't understand how that makes her... That proves that she's not the culprit, but... Doesn't make any sense, right? What's he alluding to? Oh, shit. Okay. Monokuma file number 3. I'm busy.
All I
Just a
said
moment.
was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Ah, fuck, I missed the shot.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us
Did not mean to do
standing
that.
around, frightened and confused. They must be. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes.
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
How is that not the correct one? don't expect me to do the work for you, blah, blah,
Shoot.
blah. I don't get how that was wrong, though. Oh, well.
All I said was, they
Again.
must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious,
No, I
isn't
don't
it?
mean to do that.
What was so strange about
Celeste's comment?
So strange. Let's use that bullet on Celeste's comment.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die. Just like...
Got it!
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong! Hello, Monokuma.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died.
Except there is. Let's see. There's Sayaka, Leon, Mondo, Chihiro, Taka, and Hifumi. And Junko. There's 7 people dead. There is plenty of reason for her to say those guys in that sentence. But apparently it's just the two. It's just Hifumi and Taka she's referring to. Whatever.
When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall.
Again, she could have been referring to the 5 other people who were dead. Or 6, rather. I don't know.
So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys?
Doesn't necessarily mean she was talking about men. But okay, whatever.
Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Right. But again... Oh, I think her poker face just completely shattered.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw.
Because you were.
Then what about the picture I took?
You weren't unconscious.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Camera didn't have a timer, I don't think.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer.
I mean... Hiro was not wrong to question it. It's not a stupid answer. It's not a stupid question, so it's...
In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away.
Not necessarily, it's a picture of him carrying Hiro's body.
If everything I told you was a lie, How can this picture exist?
Because you took it.
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
Or Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
Plenty.
No, there is no other explanation.
Bullshit. Other explanation. It wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, it was Hifumi dragging the suspect. That's exactly what that. Hifumi and the suspect are dancing.
I got it!
Hifumi has been drinking.
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
It is 100% in the realm of possibility.
The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
Mm-hmm.
We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around.
That's precisely what happened.
And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther.
Oh.
If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
Yep.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Shattered even more.
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
Bullshit.
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Not exactly. Anyway, I'll be right back. I have to go use the bathroom. I forgot to mute the microphone.